Boogie, drop that beat.
Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, Talking Out Loud with Miss Talkative. Everything I say is my own opinion or lives and strictly entertainment purposes. Remember, I'm just talking out loud. Please like, share, subscribe. Comment on the video, let me know what you think. Now, Martel is up here whining, saying that the Fletchers picked a side because they're going to be attending Melody's name-changing ceremony. And I'm like, Martel, it was okay when the Fletchers attended your magazine party or whatever, so it's okay for the Fletchers to attend whatever Martel have going on, but they're not allowed to attend whatever Melody has going on, even though that they are friends with both of them, and they have clearly stated that they were not going to choose sides. Martel has been invited to dinner with them, and Melody has been hanging with Nell. So why is it that all of a sudden now, because of the name changing ceremony, that Martel feels as though that the Fletchers are picking a side? If the Fletchers had picked a side, they would have picked a side a long time ago, before Fletcher lost that house, because Martel wasn't out of it. If the Fletchers had picked a side, Martel would have been out of that house, or not even been admitted into that house way before. So if the Fletchers were going to pick a side, it would have been way before now. Just like when Martel had the Fletcher subpoena to come to court, because in my opinion, he wanted the Fletchers to testify that Melody was throwing stuff at them, and that they did witness Melody abusing him, and which it didn't go in his favor. And because it didn't go in his favor, if it had, Martel would have, in his mind, he would have been like, oh yes, if the Fletchers had testified against Melody, it would have let him know, oh, the Fletchers are on my side. The Fletchers are loyal to me. But instead, Fletcher let him know that he didn't appreciate them being subpoenaed, because they're not going to pick a side. And Martel going to come off with some BS. Oh, no. I just wanted y'all there. So because y'all knew both of us, and y'all could just let the people know, give a clear story of both of us. It wasn't no pick a side. Just tell the truth. Martel, I call BS. I call BS. You wanted somebody there that could witness what Melody did to you, and be able to get up on the stand and testify. That's why he scolded his mom about not sticking it to her. But anyway, Martel, didn't he pick a side? Not directly, but indirectly he did. Melody gave him an ultimatum to either choose her and his family, or choose Yuckmouth. And because Martel thought that he was smarter than a fifth grader, he thought he could have both. And until Melody was like, no. She put her foot down, and she was like, since he can't choose, I'll choose me, and I'll send him over there with her. And Martel, whether he went willingly or not, he clearly picked a side. Every time Yuckmouth got online and was taunting Melody, and he didn't check her, he didn't put an end to it, he picked a side. When that girl called Martel's phone and told Melody this ain't your phone, put Martel on the phone, and he didn't do anything, Martel picked a side. Every time Martel took them kids around Yuckmouth, knowing how Melody felt about her kids being around this girl, Martel picked a side. So when Martel get mad and say that the Fletchers have picked a side, Martel, he's picked a side over and over again. Whether he went willingly, whether he picked a side directly or indirectly, he's proven which side he's on. When he sat up there on the interview with Queen Sheba and was still trying to protect this girl, talking about what she did wasn't that bad. He already talked about that. But then he want to say that Melody Melody could have came and talked to him, and he trying to blame everything on Melody. He clearly picked a side. So when he talking about people picking sides, he need to realize that he picked the side first. And even though the Fletchers have said that they're not picking a side, and I believe that the Fletchers are mature enough where they can be friends with both Martel and Melody without picking a side, and they can be neutral. Martel, because his brain is so small, and he feel as though that if Melody talks to anybody or have any contact with anybody, that these people can't be loyal to him. But why do the Fletchers owe Martel any loyalty? Why do they owe him any loyalty when he sat up there and messed up? He sat up there and made Fletcher lose out on a deal. And I don't care how much money it was, or I don't care if it was a small amount or a large amount. As a friend, Martel should have known better and should have been like, okay, you know what? I'm not going to do this to my friend because this is a business deal for him. So I'm going to go head on and leave the house and go wherever, go to my mom's, do whatever I need to do, because my friend, in the end, he helped me get in this place. And I'm sure when another place come available, he'll probably help me get into that one. But no, Martel is like, you do something for me and I'm going to take it and I'm going to run it in the ground, no matter what it is. So, like I said, Martel, he can't complain about the Fletchers picking a side, because maybe they ought to pick a side, even though they said that they hasn't. Maybe they ought to. I mean, because if every conversation that he have with them is going to be about Melody cheating, don't nobody have time for that. Martel has been divorced from Melody how many years? So even though we all know Melody has not cheated, in Martel's mind, because he made this up and because he conjured up that scheme to release that sex pee. So in his mind, looking at that or whatever, however he have it set up to go, or for Yuck Mouth to release, when he looked back at it, he probably looked at it as Melody cheating, because that's how he wanted to put it out there. So now he had to continue to say it so he can believe it. So now he is stuck with him that Melody cheated, and he's still, after all these years, still fixated on Melody cheating. But nothing has, I mean, he's never been able to prove anything, because there isn't anything to prove. But because Martel wants Melody to look bad, and he want to knock her down the branch. He don't want, because people look at Melody as high class, high society and stuff like that, and he's like, oh no, Melody ain't all that. So he want to keep on putting this blemish on her name about something that she didn't do, and he gonna continue to say it. But it really doesn't matter, because whether she did, whether she didn't, that's so long ago. That's in the past. It don't even matter now. She's giving you back your life. She's separated from you, divorced you, and now she's giving you back your name. So therefore, you're free to go and do whatever you want to do. Whatever you want to say, the reason for y'all divorcing, you could go and tell it to your next wife and let them believe it, or continue for Yugmouth to believe it, and you don't even have to worry about that. That name changing ceremony should have been the furthest thing from Martell's mind. But because Martel know that this is Melody really being done with him, truly being done with him, no more ties, no more access, no more claiming, oh, no more barking out, oh, she's a hoe, she's a hoe. No, now you're forced to call her Mrs. Rogers. Before, when she wanted, people to call her Miss Cherie, Melody Cherie, Martel was like, oh no, she's a hoe, she's still a hoe. In fact, she was, because her name hadn't been changed yet. But now this is going to force him to stop trying to put her as a hoe. Stop trying to attach himself to her. And he don't like that. But like I say, the Fletchers, if they hadn't picked a side, they need to pick a side, because Martel is never going to let up on the fact of trying to have people go against Melody. And people, he should be tired by now. And the Fletchers should be tired of hearing every time they get together of what Melody did not do. It's going to be 20 years from now, and he's still going to be talking about something that's fixated in his mind of what Melody did. So, like I say, the Fletchers, they are, in my opinion, they are mature enough, but because of Martel can't control his fixation, maybe the Fletchers do need to go ahead and pick a side. And that's just my opinion. I'm just talking out loud. Please like, share, subscribe, comment on the video. Let me know what you think.